What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about different types of mobile welding. I guess welding businesses in general you can start, and um, which one is right for you. So you can start an in-shop mobile welding. Just an in-house welding business. Um, like you can have customers bring stuff to you, and you can fabricate and weld in a garage or in a shop. Um, I do a little bit of both. I have a small, tiny garage, not very big, but just very minimal in-house work that I do there. So I got the right hookups for a nice big welder, and then I rarely ever do shop work, very rarely, and I mainly do mobile welding. And the benefit of having a shop is that you can do a lot more large-scale fabrication projects. You can do your scope of things can be a lot bigger, and you can do quite a variety of projects like trailers, railings, staircases, structural stuff, big piping projects, stuff like that. And yeah, you can. It's climate controlled if you need it to be, and you can be better at fabricating different stuff, and basically you can have more room to do stuff, bigger projects. But the downside of it is it's pretty hefty expensive. Luckily I have a garage that I can do it out of, but I only have a couple. I have one or two welders that I can use in the shop, and that's about it. And I don't really fabricate much other than maybe some small trailers and some railings. That's about it. I mainly do most of my work with the mobile aspect. So but yeah, so that's a benefit of it is you can do more work, but a downside, it's going to cost a lot. A shop isn't cheap. All the equipment, if you it can really get up there pretty quick. With all the wiring and stuff I had to do in my garage and all the equipment, is probably about $3,000, and that's just for minor equipment, very basics. But if you want to rent a shop, this is gonna be like $3,000 a month. And say you got to get a mill lathe, a plasma cutter, torch, a couple welders, MIG, stick, TIG. If you want to get a pipe cutter, a GF cutter, you got to get all these hand tools. It adds up pretty quick. So that's one thing is you can do the shop, but it's very expensive to get started, and it's probably a lot more expensive to break even in regards to having a shop. You're going to have a lot of overhead. And if you're working by yourself and you got to hire employees, that's even more overhead. And so yeah, that's that. And also you got to consider insurance for the shop. And if you have employees, workman's comp, unemployment insurance, all that kind of stuff. But if you go mobile, you're better off. You'll break even a lot quicker, and you'll be starting to make profit quicker. You'll be able to get more work, I feel like, and you can go on site to the customers. You can go to the customer, and you can still do some light fabrication, nothing serious. It's mostly repair work and like structural repair work, heavy equipment repair, maybe some piping jobs, whatever you're into. But yeah, so mobile's a better option to go in my opinion, especially if you're just starting out and you have limited funds. But yeah, it's a big thing. I don't have endless funds, and I don't want to take out a loan. I don't want to take out a massive loan to get a shop and everything and have it not end up working out. So you can get customers easier. You can get a mobile welding setup for under 10 grand if you have all the tools you really need, and then that doesn't include the truck. You can find a truck pretty cheap too, so I'd say 10-15 grand you can get it set up as a mobile welder with insurance, LLC, the equipment, the truck, and some paperwork stuff. You can probably get set up for under 15 grand, I'd say, if you're on a budget. But yeah, and if you got a full-time job along with it, you're better off keeping that job and doing the mobile welding on the side. And then you can really start making a profit and put a lot of your money back into the business you make from the business by buying better tools, buying better equipment, stuff like that. And so yeah, Um, just some things to think about. It's stressful being in business, and you have to deal with a lot of bull crap from customers, a lot of tire kickers. You're fully liable now, so if you work for a company and you do a bad weld and something breaks, you can get fired or laid off, but you're not risking your whole livelihood. Whereas if you do a bad weld in the business, you can risk your losing a good reputation, your whole business can fall. So yeah, I would recommend doing mobile first, and if you get big enough, then maybe have a shop, like I do on the side, and for some work that some people can bring me. But I suggest doing a minor shop and mostly mobile. That's what I do, and it's worked out great for me. But yeah, so if you're more into just the shop atmosphere and you want a big shop, you want to work on big structural projects, then more power to you. But that's just my advice. And with mobile welding, you can have so many different customers. You have a broad scope of things that you do, and it'll be easier to grow the business that way. With that, I'm out.